Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss cooperating process of operating system. The concurrent process that is executing inside the operating system may be independent process or may be cooperating process. A process is independent if it cannot affect or be affected by other processes executing in the system. To be more precise, it doesn't share any data with other processes. The cooperating process affect or be affected by other processes, that is, it shares its data with other processes. Fourfold benefit we can get out of process cooperation: information sharing, computation speed up, modularity, and user convenience. To illustrate the example of cooperating process, we can understand producer-consumer problem. Producer process produces some information and consumer process consumes those information. For example, print program produces characters that are consumed by printer driver. Compiler produces assembly code which are consumed by assembler. Assembler in turn produces object modules which are consumed by loader. To allow the producer-consumer process to run concurrently, a buffer of items must be there that is filled by producer and emptied by consumer. The producer and consumer must be synchronized. That is, the consumer must not try to consume some items if the buffer is empty. That is, in that case, consumer will wait for the producer process to produce some items. Producer-consumer process may be of two variations: unbounded buffer and bounded buffer. The unbounded buffer producer-consumer problem places no bound or limit on the size of buffer. The consumer may have to wait for new items, but the producer can always produce. The bounded buffer producer-consumer problem assumes a fixed size buffer. Thus, the consumer must wait if the buffer is empty and the producer must wait if the buffer is full. Now, regarding the implementation of producer-consumer problem, the buffer that I have already mentioned, that is shared among producer and consumer process, that buffer can be implemented in one of the two ways: by application programmer using shared memory programming, by operating system itself using inter-process communication, that is IPC facility. Now we'll be discussing regarding shared memory implementation approach of producer-consumer problem. Regarding different shared variables that is used between producer and consumer problem. Buffer size indicates the size of the shared buffer. The shared buffer contains the elements of type item. The structure of item is also defined. In is an integer variable that is initialized with 0. Out is also an integer variable that is initialized with 0. Now, regarding the significance of different shared variables. Shared buffer is implemented as circular array with two logical pointers in and out. In points to the next free position, out points to the first full position. The buffer is empty when in equal to out. The buffer is full when in plus 1% buffer size equal to out, because the shared buffer is implemented as circular array. Those students who have completed data structure as their subject in one of their previous semesters, I think circular array implementation is clear to them. This is the producer process code. The producer produces an item and that item is stored inside a local variable called next produced. While in plus 1% buffer size equal to out means that is the condition for full buffer that we have seen in one of our previous slides. In that case, we are putting the semicolon at the end of while loop, means that is a do nothing loop. So if the buffer is full, then producer is not producing any item, it does nothing. Otherwise, the index of the circular array buffer is filled with next produced. After that, the index is updated by in plus 1% buffer size within the loop. This is the consumer code. As we have seen previously that in equal to out is the condition for empty buffer. So while in equal to out, we are putting a semicolon at the end of the loop, means that is a do nothing loop, that is consumer process is not trying to consume anything while the condition in equal to out is equal to true. Otherwise, the out index of the buffer will be assigned to next consumed. The element of out index of the shared buffer will be assigned to next consumed, and then the out index will be incremented by out plus 1% buffer size as the shared buffer is implemented as circular array. Now one important observation regarding this execution is that although both producer and consumer routines are correct separately, they may not function correctly when executed concurrently. This execution will be explained in a separate video later during the discussion about process synchronization. Now, regarding the implementation of producer and consumer process by IPC facility. Interprocess communication is a mechanism that allows processes to communicate and to synchronize without sharing the same address space. In the previous approach, that is shared memory approach, we have seen that producer-consumer process is implemented by using the shared memory approach, means they are sharing the same address space. In interprocess communication facility, the address space is not shared among the cooperating processes. Particularly, IPC facility is useful in a distributed system environment where different processes reside in different computers connected through network. One of the examples of IPC facility is chat program that is used in internet. IPC can be best provided by message passing system. If process P and Q want to communicate, they must send message and receive message from each other. A communication link must be there between them. We are interested about the logical implementation of the communication link. We are not interested about the physical implementation of that. Now, logical implementation of the communication link may be of two types: direct communication scheme and indirect communication scheme. In direct communication scheme, process must know the reference of each other. In indirect communication scheme, messages are sent via a mailbox or port. Direct communication scheme primitives are like this: send P message, that is send a message to process P. Receive Q message, receive a message from process Q. That is, the processes P and Q are referenced directly. The direct communication link properties are: number 1, a link is established automatically between every pair of processes that want to communicate. They need to know each other's identity. Number 2, a link is associated with exactly two processes. Exactly one link exists between each pair of processes. Now, regarding the logical implementation using indirect communication link. The indirect communication scheme primitives are like this: send a message, send a message to mailbox or port A, receive a message, that is receive a message from the mailbox or port A. So the communication is taking place via the mailbox or port. The communication is not taking place directly. The properties of indirect communication link are: a link is established between a pair of processes only if both members of the pair have a shared mailbox. A link may be associated with more than two processes. A number of different links may exist between each pair of communicating processes, with each link corresponding to one mailbox. Synchronization. Message passing may be synchronous or asynchronous. Buffering. Message exchange takes place through a temporary queue. Queue implementation approach may be zero capacity, bounded capacity, or unbounded capacity approach. With this, I am concluding the discussion regarding cooperating process. This is my reference. Thank you for watching.